President Cyril Ramaphosa is to lay a wreath at the Sharpeville memorial site as part of Human Rights Day commemorations. On this day, 67 years ago, apartheid police opened fire on scores of protesters who were demonstrating against past laws, killing 69 people. Newzroom Afrika's Ngobo joins me now live from the memorial site. It is a somber moment indeed, Zianda.
That's right, Timan, and any moment from now, President Cyril Ramaphosa will be making his way here to this memorial site. As you can see, there is the red carpet that has been set. There will be some kind of military parade to remember the thousands who were massacred on this, well, the hundreds, but those who were massacred on this day. You'll recall, Iman, that it was on this day that scores across the country and in particular here in Sharpeville, protested against the past laws, and it triggered several other anti-apartheid protests, not only in South Africa, but even internationally. And let's bring in Justice and Correctional Services Minister Ronald Lamola. An important day of reflection, in particular for the portfolio that you hold. Let's reflect about the lives that were lost then and what it means in South Africa today.
Yeah, thank you very much. I'm with the Mayor of Mufuleni. Indeed, it was a sad loss, which you will be aware that we then instituted the TRC process, which made recommendations, and out of those recommendations there was reparations payment to individuals, victims, and also the need for community rehabilitation. We have also opened about 6 inquests in the current administration: Nokchulas Melane, the Imam, Ahmed Timoli, recently the Credec 4, and there is also prosecution ongoing on some of the matters where the TRC found that they could not give them amnesty. So this is an important day for the people of our country, and in particular also the people of Sharpeville, from where we come from, to a date of human rights. And from our human rights conference, what has become very clear is that South Africans want to create an equal society in terms of Section 9 of the Constitution, achieving the socio-economic rights stated in the Constitution. But in particular here in Sharpeville, there is also changes that you can visibly see. The municipality was plagued by challenges in relation to service delivery, but now roads are being constructed, the issues related to water are being attended to, and I believe that also responds to the human rights of the people of Sharpeville.
Speaking of TRC cases, there is still a lot of debate, including with, former TRC Commissioner Dumisa Ntsebeza about a need for an inquiry into those cases that remain unresolved. Are you in support of such a suggestion?
Yeah, we are considering the legal opinion, but as things stand, we have responded to the number of issues related to the TRC. As I've said, we have opened about 6 inquests in the current administration. I've already mentioned them. That is to respond. We have also provided resources, about 40 million rands, to the NPA TRC unit. The Hawks has also assigned investigators. So the matters are now in the court roll. They are ongoing. Some of them, there is already prosecution that is ongoing. So there is work that is already been done. The one related to the Commission of Inquiry relates to issues of interference by the executive. So we will also have to consider all those factors, particularly now that we have now allocated the necessary resources and there is no one disrupting the NPA from prosecuting on the issues of the TRC.
All right, so that's Justice and Correctional Services Minister Ronald Lamola. Let's try and steal Mfuleni Local Municipality Mayor Sipho Khatebe. It's Human Rights Day, but issues such as electricity and water continue to plague local municipalities, and I think the latest crisis is that of water. Are you satisfied that the position that you play and the role that you play is actually upholding our human rights as enshrined in our Constitution?
Thank you very much, ma'am. Greetings to yourself, to the viewers at home. Well, to start with, one can never be satisfied, as much as we see that there are a lot of community people that are still struggling to have access on water, on electricity. So one can never be satisfied. But we take a very good posture, to inform our people, to say much is still happening and there's a lot that will still happen. So we request our people to still give us a chance while we are working on these things. I think when you came in here, most of the people that came, they traveled on safety roads and safe roads, in fact, and things are happening. I think you might have seen somewhere when we passed that, you know, there's a lot that is happening. We are rehabilitating our roads. We are working with City Power and ESCOM to bring up and restore electricity. We are working with Rainwater and Department of Water and Sanitation under Minister Senzo Mchunu, you know, where we are addressing all these issues. So there is much that's happening, but there's still much that still has to happen.
All right, Sebukhatebe is the mayor here in Mfuleni. And, you know, Iman, there's lots of conversation around what Human Rights Day means when basic services such as water, electricity are still found wanting. President Cyril Ramaphosa, I'm told, is on his way, should be arriving any minute now. And I can see there's a bit of a scramble to my left to try and prepare. There's the Justice Minister who we just spoke to, as well as the Arts and Culture Minister, Zizi Godwa, who is the custodian of a commemoration such as the one here today. And you can see Gauteng Premier Panyaza Lesufi is also walking into the venue on my left, and he will of course be the one welcoming President Cyril Ramaphosa as per protocol. And of course let's try and see if we can't grab him before the arrival of the president, because of the state of our local municipalities that many people would be reflecting on. Good morning, Premier. You're live on Newzroom Afrika. I'm very well, thank you. Besides on a serious note, local government is in a dire state, and of course human rights are not rights if you don't have water and electricity.
It does not mean that people don't have water and electricity, all of them. There are sections of our society that don't have water. There are sections of society that have water. There are sections of society that have electricity. There are sections of society that don't have electricity. So it's both sides of the coin. But we're working very hard as government, especially the area that we are in, to ensure everyone has access to those basic services, because those are basic services that makes life to move. But you can't say because we're celebrating human rights, it's either meaningless, or we're celebrating human rights, it's not appropriate, or we're celebrating human rights, there's no need for us to celebrate it. Where we come from, where we didn't have any of these basic rights, and where we are now, where there were no schools, there are schools, where there were no clinics, there are clinics, where people didn't have a choice of choosing which hospital or which school to go to, they can do now. People can choose whatever that they want to choose in their lives. So there are indeed work that they've done. There are lots and lots of challenges that still need to be undertaken and also to be resolved. But where we stand, we really believe as government, we must just have an extra energy to push faster so that all the challenges that people are facing can be resolved.
All right, let's let you go. Panyaza Lesufi, the Gauteng Premier there, of course, preparing for the arrival of President Cyril Ramaphosa. And, of course, as I've mentioned, he should be here any moment from now. And you can see the Premier and the Minister greeting each other. And let's see if we can't try and steal Zizi Godwa, the Arts and Culture Minister.
I successfully transformed him to the Mandela shirt. he looks fabulous in this shirt.
Besides fabulosity, is there anything fabulous about the state of our country?
We're a country that respects human rights. And I think in 30 years, we've got to pride ourselves of what we have done. There are things that we take it for granted. There was a law in 1949 called Prohibition of Mixed Marriage Act. You're not allowed to get married or to have any sexual relations with a white person. Today we've made progress. You know that, eh?
All right, Zizi Gota, let's let you go.